Wow, you guys really enjoyed the laptop review video, huh? Well, here's the thing. Videos like those are pretty expensive, and I'm not going to be able to do a laptop review as often as you might like. So, in order to help me get to, the point where I can do those laptop reviews that you guys seem to really enjoy, you should think about subscribing. The more subscribers I have, the closer I get to being able to monetize my videos and hopefully one day afford doing these laptop reviews. So that would really help me out. And let's get to this video, shall we? Okay, welcome back to Gadget Conquest, and today we are doing another long-term review. This time the term isn't as long. Actually, I can't remember exactly how long it's been. It's been at least a few months though, and we are doing a review on this, my keyboard. This is the Logitech G915 10 keyless edition. I believe it's the G915. It is the G915, TKL, 10 keyless. And the reason that we are here at my workstation instead of at my desk, or my unboxing desk rather, is because of two reasons, two very specific reasons. One, I was using my desk to work on a little DIY project, and it's covered in sawdust. That's reason number one. Reason number two is because I wanted to show you this. I have one software complaint about this keyboard, or not this keyboard, but like just a software complaint in general about Logitech's G Hub, and it's definitely a software issue because well, you'll see what I mean. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So, I have this keyboard set to be blue, right? But the F1 key, for whatever reason, you probably can't see it very well, but the F1 key is yellow. Perfectly yellow. Why? I don't know. But I can narrow it down to being an issue with the software and definitely not an issue with the hardware, because this only happens when I am signed in to Logitech G Hub, not when... So, let me show you. I added a custom profile to this. A pretty cool thing that you can do on this keyboard is you can have two internal lighting profiles. And what you do is you hold the brightness key and you press 8 or 9. Now, the one I'm using is on 8, so I hold the brightness key and I press 8. And now, the F1 key is blue, just like all of the other keys. That profile, all it does is make all the keys blue. So, I know that the key is capable of being blue. But when I connect it to G Hub, when I connect it to a computer that has G Hub, and G Hub is signed into my account, it changes. If I unplug the laptop, it goes into sort of the RGB mode. And then when I plug the laptop back in, it recognizes that it needs to be blue, but the F1 key is now yellow again. I have gone through the software and I've set all of the keys to blue multiple times, and I have even tested it while being not signed in to G Hub, and it has stayed the correct color. So something about me being signed into G Hub is what does it. It even does it on other computers. I've tested it on other computers as well. So that's my first complaint just right off the bat. And it's actually one of only a few complaints, really. So let's get into the actual hardware, shall we? Now, the keyboard itself, let's take this. The keyboard itself, I will leave the lighting on because it's fun, is pretty lightweight. It is a plastic and metal chassis. It's mostly plastic, but it has a metal plate on the top here. So this plate is, I believe, metal. Very, very thin metal. Yes, very, very thin metal. The keys are low profile, while they are still mechanical, they are special low profile mechanical keys, and they are brown switches. So I did get the tactile feel ones. I believe they are Logitech Scatteron switches. If that's correct, that might be correct. I don't know. Let me see. Is it on the back? Well, if it is on the back, I don't see it. Yep. So they are Logitech special switches. They're very low profile. They have very, very little wobble, which is something that's pretty common on these kinds of switches where the switch is low profile and the keycap, so the keycaps are very thin. They don't go down all the way. So there are low profile keycaps on top of being low profile switches. Low profile keycaps tend to wobble quite a bit. These have some wobble to them, but it's nowhere near as bad as some other keyboards. This keyboard is very good build quality, I would say. The space key feels great, and the actual pressure required to press the keys on these brown switches is just a really nice, really nice feel. It's not too heavy, but it's also not too light. You do have to intend to press the key. If you sort of lightly press the key, you won't get the actual switch to go off, which is how I prefer it, because I do have unintentional, like, I'll accidentally press the key next to a key all the time. There is the the volume rocker. So it's just a wheel. It doesn't have ratcheting. It doesn't have a top or a bottom. It just goes. And there are, of course, your separate media keys, which is pretty rare on keyboards this small. Normally, they're integrated into some of the other keys. And then you have the different wireless modes. So you have your wireless mode, which relies on the dongle. You have your Bluetooth mode. You have I believe this is like the game mode or something. Is that what that was? Can't remember. And then you have the button to change the lighting. You can even, let's see if we can get it to turn off. Oh, I'm pressing the wrong button. There you go. You can even turn the lighting completely off if you want to. I like to have it on, if anything. The little stand on the back actually has 2 points, so you can raise it up to, what is that, like, I believe it's like 15 degrees. No, it's 8 degrees. Sorry. It's 8 degrees. So you raise it up to 8 degrees, and then you can actually lower it and raise just these small ones. So they has little small ones inside of the bigger ones. And if you raise the small ones, it is 4 degrees. So depending on whether you like it flat or just a little bit raised, that's pretty cool. It has the wireless receiver here. Right in the back, there is a spot for the wireless receiver, which is, in my opinion, awesome. I hate when you get a keyboard or a mouse that's wireless and it doesn't have a spot to hold the receiver. In my case, like, that's basically the company just saying that the receiver is trash and that they want you to lose it, essentially. The battery is built in, it is rechargeable, and that comes to my first complaint. This uses micro USB-B. Micro USB-B. This keyboard came out last year, I believe. And I think coming out in 2020 means that it should be using USB Type-C, honestly. Especially because this keyboard, I believe, came out at the same time that the MX Master mouse, the MX Master 3 came out, and the Master 3, I believe, is USB Type-C. Same company, created 2 devices, came out at the same time. One uses micro B, one uses USB-C. This one's more expensive than the Master mouse as well. So at this price point, seeing USB micro B is really annoying, honestly. But that being the case, I honestly, at home, I just leave the mouse plugged in anyway, and if I take the keyboard with me, I'm using the dongle, and I honestly get a good amount of battery life out of it. I've never taken the keyboard out and then felt like or experienced a drained battery. The battery does last quite a while, especially if you turn off the RGB. You get like a 30% battery life improvement by turning off the RGB. So if you're out and you need the keyboard to last as long as possible because you don't have your charger, turn off the backlighting. Trust me. Yeah, I think that's everything as far as that goes. But let's talk about what it's like to actually use it, right? Because that's really what this long-term review is about. And honestly, it's so nice. It's so nice. I really love it. So I love having a 10 keyless keyboard. The 10 keyless design is my favorite keyboard design. Mostly because of the fact that while I am at my desk and I am gaming, I usually play with a very low sensitivity, but I also like to have the keyboard as centered in front of me as possible because I don't have very, very broad shoulders. So I like to have it here and here. So as you can see, if I was to move my mouse to here, if I had a keyboard with a 10 key with the number pad, then you can see it would clash. And I've actually had multiple instances where I have had a swollen thumb because I wasn't paying attention while playing a game, and I've smashed my finger into the keyboard. Oh my god, I'm so stupid. But I've done it multiple times, and I've gotten a very swollen thumb from it, and so I just really don't like keyboards with number pads. I would actually much rather have a separate number pad if I really needed a number pad, which in reality I don't. I don't use Excel or any kind of booking accounting software or anything like that that would really require you to have a number pad. So whatever, no number pad, perfectly fine with me. The media keys, having a separate set of media keys is also amazing. You know, there's always going to be that function key. It's almost, I can't think of a 10 keyless design that doesn't have the function key. And in fact, I can't think of a gaming keyboard that doesn't have the function key, even if it has the number pad. The function key is always going to be there. On this keyboard, it's on the right side where it's supposed to be in place of the Windows key, because normally you would have two Windows keys. It's in place of that Windows key. I never use the right Windows key. I always use the left Windows key, so it's not that big of a deal to me. But, you know, if you use the right Windows key, I'm sorry. You don't got it anymore. But the function keys are honestly mostly useless to me because it's just, I believe, 4 macros, I think, if I remember correctly. Yes, yeah. It's literally just for 4 macros. That's it. That's all the function keys do. Honestly, that probably didn't have to be a function key. That probably didn't have to be the function key. But that's what it is, and that's what it's used for. The Lightspeed technology on this keyboard, along with all of Logitech's other Lightspeed devices. For example, I have the Logitech G Pro wireless mouse using the Lightspeed technology. I also have the G733, I believe this was. Yeah, G733 headset using the Lightspeed technology. Lightspeed is awesome. It's the way to go. I love it. I don't use it personally here at home because, or on the keyboard at least. I use it for the mouse and the headset. But I don't use it for the keyboard simply because this is a desktop. Oh, I can just leave it plugged in. Why would I want to worry about having the battery dying and stuff like that? Plus, look at this mess. Look at this mess of cables. Like, one more cable isn't gonna do anything. So having one more cable is no big deal. I am perfectly fine with having it this way. But that's obviously my personal opinion. If you're seeking a clean desktop experience, then maybe you don't want to have the cable connected. That's fine. You don't need to. The Lightspeed technology is amazing. There's no latency in using it, and I personally just love it. I have taken this keyboard out for gaming sessions at other people's houses, and it's just worked. It's just been great. And that, honestly, is just the best. It's the bomb diggity, you know? volume rocker, the volume wheel rather. The volume wheel is, in my personal opinion, nice to have. I just wish that it was, I wish that there was like a simple way to switch it between being a volume wheel and being a, like a scroll wheel. That would be super, super cool. I would love to be able to use it as a scroll wheel because of the smooth scrolling that it has. The scroll wheel on my mouse is ratcheted, so it's very difficult if you need to do a very large scroll. If you need to scroll for a long time, then it's actually kind of difficult. I read a lot of webcomics, and webcomics usually are top to bottom read, and having to scroll down for a very long webcomic is kind of annoying on the mouse. I really wish that there was an easy way to scroll with it on the keyboard. But, you know, what are you going to do about it? Other than that, I think that's all I've got for you guys, really. This thing is just... it's just awesome. It's just such a good... it's great build quality. It's really, really rigid. It feels sturdy in the hand. It's such a nice typing experience. The keys all feel really good. Let's open that back up. The fact that it has Bluetooth means that I can actually... I have a Galaxy Tab, one of the Samsung tablets, and I actually do use DeX. And having this keyboard, I can just connect the keyboard to the tablet and use DeX, and it's actually pretty cool. I actually really like it. So being able to do that is awesome, and yeah, it's just good, you know? If you have the money, here's the downside. If you have the money, I definitely recommend it. If you do not have money to splurge on a keyboard, say you're building a computer, honestly, and you're on a tight budget, honestly, do not get this keyboard. It's too expensive. Honestly, it's too expensive. You should be getting something else. Go through the... sorry, there's a weird sound coming out of somewhere. Anyway, Linus Tech Tips has a great video on $20 and $50 keyboards. Go watch that video. You know, do something like that. Do not spend your money on such an absurdly expensive keyboard. I mean, there's way more expensive keyboards, but this is still well more expensive. And I actually will be making a video on a keyboard that is significantly less expensive, but actually kind of a similar style to this keyboard. So make sure you are subscribed so that you get notified about that video. Also, click the bell, because otherwise you won't get notified. That's how the bell works, is it notifies you. Anyway, that's all I had for you. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you didn't enjoy this video, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I wish I could have done better. This is the best I got. Well, it's the best I got for today, okay? I hope you have a good night. I hope you have a good week. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.